Ladies and gentlemen, for our fourth fight, this is for our first Victorian ever combat BJJ super fight in the 90 kilo division, sponsored by Elite Performance Massage. In the red corner, he's 29 years old, fighting out of Resilience Training Centre under Jerome Maitland. He's a purple belt and a professional MMA fighter, Ricky Biechaun.
All right, introducing from the red corner, Ricky Biechaun, 29 years of age, out of Resilience Training Centre under Jeremy Maitland.
Jerome, I think.
I think it's Jeremy. I've been calling him Jeremy for about 20 years. Anyway, he's a purple belt, and he's a professional MMA fighter. I've actually called Ricky's fights, and man, he's so tough. He's so tough, so gritty. Spoke to him backstage, very calm, very excited to be part of this rule set. And let's just talk about the CJJ rule set right now, Daniel, because this is our first of our combat jiu-jitsu super fights at 90 plus kilos, and the boys are going to be throwing down palm strikes 100%. On the ground. This is the first time.
And in the blue corner, he's 27 years old, fighting out of Bones MMA in Torquay under Matt Williams. He's a purple belt and also a professional MMA fighter. Please welcome Jesse Monte Carlo Arnott.
Like you were saying, Frank, we got the first time we've got combat jiu-jitsu rules
in Victoria.
It's going to be huge.
This is a huge moment. This is the beginning.
I know,
and all you need is, and I'm so excited, seeing Eddie go through this for so long and trying to push CJJ for so many years, and it was really haphazard. It didn't happen. It had interruptions. It had like hiccups and all sorts of things, and finally got it over the line. And how spectacular it looks like. Jiu-jitsu with hits is just exciting to me. I love striking. I love MMA. So anything with jiu-jitsu and striking actually takes us back to the original format where we used to see the Gracies taking, these dojo storms with palm strikes, opening up all these positions.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see the use of strikes to open up submission threats. Oftentimes in jiu-jitsu, you're taught to keep your elbows in by your side and stay really disciplined with your elbows. When you start to throw palm strikes into the mix and you got to protect your head, you either respect those strikes or it can be all over.
Absolutely. Mohammed Credley, 24 years of age, out of Nexus BJJ under Murat Konadisley. Oh, excuse me. I'm reading the wrong one.
Jesse Arnott.
Excuse me. We've got Jesse Arnott.
Jesse Arnott coming in with a big body lock here.
My mistake.
Worth mentioning, Ricky is humongous. Looks like he's going to have a sizable size advantage and just a huge frame for the division here. So, yeah, it should play into it fairly interestingly. With both these boys having an MMA background, you're going to see them trying to really wrestle for position. So the threat of strikes makes bottom position much less lucrative. When you're on the bottom in normal jiu-jitsu, you can play guard, you can throw up submissions off your back, but when somebody's trying to hit you, that's a whole other element.
Unless you have a clinch-based jiu-jitsu game.
Oh, shameless plug. Shameless plug to 10th Planet. I respect it.
No, but it's true. It's true.
For
it's
sure.
true. Clinching in an MMA setting, because there's strikes, there's elbows on the ground, it's a little bit different. And you're right, you can't play as open as you usually would. So you've got to make sure that your clinch-based jiu-jitsu is on point, especially if you're on your back. So we're going to see if someone ends up on their back, and inevitably we will, you're going to see them go into a clinch immediately, and that's the difference. Let's see how it pans out.
100%. The only way around that, if you're playing with distance-based guards, you have to be constantly off-balancing somebody. So anytime you're playing any kind of leg entanglement or something, if you're not constantly off-balancing somebody and they can set their base, they're going to start throwing bombs.
Absolutely, especially if there's a bit of a size difference. And with Ricky being so much taller than his opponent, if Arnott is able to get into these positions, he's got to be really careful of that reach advantage. Yeah. I mean, both boys are going to be super keen on getting on top in the first stages of this for sure, right? There's no doubt about that.
I believe so for sure. I think, in all seriousness, I competed against Jesse Arnott, or maybe he was a blue belt when I was a white belt, literally 12 years ago. So, Jesse Arnott, to say he's been in the game for a long time is an understatement, mate. He's a serious veteran. He knows what he's doing here, so I'm really excited to see it.
He's a pro MMA fighter as well. He's 27 years of age, fighting out of Torquay under Matt Williams, Bones MMA. Mm-hmm. Lots of experience in the cage. I love the whole idea of it in the cage, doing jiu-jitsu, because just changing the environment and bringing those walls in and putting up fences, you're just immersed in a different atmosphere, different frequency in there, So it's going to be interesting to see how the decision-making process unfolds. And this is an example. No one's wanting to go to the ground. No one wants to pull guard and get whacked in the face.
100%, yeah. And how's the game on Arnott coming into this matchup with what looks to be about a 25 kilo deficit to Ricky? So can't take anything away from the man. The man's got
How brave is he?
Man's got cojones, bro.
Yeah, he's brave. For sure. The fight's still standing. I reckon we'll start seeing press each other up against the fence and try and organise.
We see Jesse hitting a big shot.
Yeah. I think his best shot is to try and get Ricky against the cage and try and get him down that way.
Building height to the underhook there.
Yeah. Oh, he's fighting hard. Wow.
With both these boys coming from an MMA background, you'll find that the tie-ups in wrestling are distinctly different to what you might experience in MMA. So this is actually a bit of a wild card element to it. So normally in MMA, you use your punches to set up your shots into the fence or getting into the takedown attempts. But now when you have to tie up like you would in like freestyle or collegiate wrestler, this sort of thing, it really forces the person to have to engage in more clinch battles than you would otherwise in the
This is what I was hoping that Jesse would use, the fence, because he's a smaller guy. Anytime that I'm working my wrestling, I try and put the opponent up against the wall, so that now he can't run, he can't use his strength and agility advantage and height advantage so much, and I can get underneath him a little better. So I'm hoping that Jesse...
Saw a nice underhook here from Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking at the underhook throw by. Oh, nice. Oh, Ricky,
that's powerful.
With the big Uchimata type pressure coming him through.
Oh, Ricky might keep him up against the fence too, just to keep him standing still for a second.
Looks like he's going into the guillotine here. Kind of banking on that. It's a risky move up against the fence.
It's going to be
back on the wall for sure.
He's got that single. He might go for the double. There he goes. He gets it.
Believing in that guillotine. He's really committing. Really selling out. He's going to try and get hips high and head high.
Oh, he had to let it go. He's just in the safe side. It's just a hard one to finish.
Just nice side body lock out of Ricky here. You get hips in. Big throw coming, I think, if you get the hips in. Jesse's really banking on that guillotine grip. Can be a liability because now he's getting outside the elbows. You see Ricky getting head height here.
Well, here we go. Well, training at Resilience is no stranger to judo throws and whatnot. Training 100%. With the boys out of there, so we might see Jesse go for a bit of a ride here. Let's see how he handles it.
Looks like Ricky might be threatening a broomstick takedown with that leg inside.
He's looking at reaping that left leg of Jesse out of there, but
and then hooking the far leg is what he's thinking about.
Here he goes.
Coming through and probably going to look to hook that far leg, or he's just going to build him straight out.
Man, how technical is Jesse Arnott? He's just been able to fight off those leg trips, those inside reaps. Like,
I'm super impressed, yeah. We've just ticked over 5 minutes in this match here, so fatigue could start to become a factor here as well, which could actually play into Jesse's favor here. And Ricky's a big guy; it's a lot of muscle to move around.
Oh, he's got that single.
Jesse lock hands. Looks to be a lock hand on that
double. He's deep on that single.
Beautiful.
He's going to try and get it around. Oh, he's trying to switch to the double. That's a great position.
Nice.
He gets it down.
Fantastic.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
We see
Top
Ricky
half.
committing on this guillotine here. We could see this turn into a Von Flu choke.
That's right. He clears his elbow.
Up on it. Yeah, he's
nice
wise to it.
Cleared his elbow straight away.
You see chest to chest.
4:27 left.
We found our first strike of the night, I think, guys. Just that body shot.
Yes.
That right hand. You're going to see.
Yeah, Ricky's hard to hold down. Oh, he's going to use the fence to get up.
See Jesse riding. You're going to look to see him taking out that base of support on the leg. Could be seeing a partner like hipping in and trying to take him back to the mat. So much of ground control in MMA and in instances where people want to get back to their feet is that putting somebody back to their hands in these situations and then breaking them down from a 4-point. So we'll see how that plays out.
Now Jesse's got a good position here. Look at that head position right under the jaw there, Daniel.
Good head position, and we can see him working from that underhook, but we saw Ricky hitting that big Uchimata type toss from before. So
you might see him look for it. He's looking. As long as that far hand is occupied, you can either grab it yourself or your opponent
committed to it.
Yeah, and then just commit to that outside reap. And
we see Jesse keeping good head position, but Ricky digging that right side underhook in and causing problems for his single leg attempt there. We saw Jesse thinking about switching to a double.
Ricky trying to wrench him back up to a normal posture position, but no, look at that. Jesse's just all about it. He's just sticking in this position, just keeping the wrestling strong. 3 minutes, coming down to 3 minutes, Daniel. This is a catch weight combat jiu-jitsu fight, super fight. 3 minutes to go.
As I understand, if this fight goes the rest of the distance, we'll end up getting into an EBI overtime, is that correct? With no strikes. We'll be starting either on back control or spider web. So it'll be interesting to see how people will elect to take different attack approaches. So if that should happen, we'll be giving you the lowdown.
Now they're going to start getting tired. We're almost inside 2 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
those legs get super heavy and those arms start to burn.
One thing to note as well is, like, especially in these wrestling exchanges, normally both these boys being MMA fighters, you'd be surprised at how much a rash guard makes a massive difference in terms of how grippy you are.
Oh, absolutely.
With these boys normally training, competing without shirts on in professional MMA, like that adjustment will at least keep it kind of interesting.
Here we go. There's the
big throw attempt.
But how's the balance?
Chris using a nice
on
deep
Jesse
overhook.
Arnott. Wow.
No, nice deep underhook reaching over the far side. We have 140 remaining, guys. It's going to be coming down the wire. We see Jesse doing an awesome job of staying connected. See Jesse working on that collar tie, trying to break down the posture. Good underhooks from Jesse here. Ricky doing a great job of getting chest to chest in this situation. Looks to have locked over-under position, hands clasped.
Got an update for you, Daniel. In the situation of a draw, if the judges can't come to a clear decision, there'll be a 5-minute overtime.
Oh, damn, that's going to be sick.
I know.
We will have a winner.
Yes.
No draws in this house, baby. What's up?
So far, all fights have gone.
A nice outside single from Jesse here.
Man, Jesse's tough, isn't he? How tough is he?
I'm very impressed by his resilience to these scrambles. The way in which he's able to keep forward pressure is very impressive. Looks like Ricky's threatening a Kimura lock on the far arm here. Oh, he's gotten outside the shoulder.
Oh, if he steps behind, he might take his back. He gave up the back.
Big here.
Jesse might be getting tired here, Daniel. He might be just showing a little bit of signs of fatigue, just a little bit.
There's big hips from Ricky, I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
so.
Man, he's a unit, isn't he?
Yeah.
122 clicks. Whoa.
That's a whole lot of loving. We see Jesse staying in it. So
15 seconds remaining.
Here we go, 10 seconds to go.
Time running down.
It could come down to a takedown, you know. He's got to finish it, though.
You're going to see Ricky hitting big shots here, finish this round strong.
Nice
Could be a big stake for the...
He's rolling out.
He's trying to roll. Fat man roll. Nice.
Oh, wow.
What a monstrous match. So we'll see now.
Great performance from both boys. Wow. Jesse, I mean, no surprises there. He's just such a tough character. That's for sure.
For sure. We'll see if this goes to a judge's decision or if we're going to have a 5-minute overtime. So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight has come to a decision for your winner. Red corner, Ricky Biechaun.
We saw a big Ricky taking the win there.
Yes.
That final flow at the end could have gotten over the line, you know, getting that good position right at the end.
That's exactly right. These boys need to fight right to the bell. I mean, especially if there's no finish, you know, you just don't know. I mean, the scrambles, how the judges see it, you know, get a couple of takedowns, you know you're in it. You know you're in it.
For sure. Massive respect to Jesse, though, obviously coming in and fighting this behemoth.
Right? Unbelievable.
And showed mad heart and character all the way through, so that was awesome. That was really impressive. You know, didn't really get to see the extent of the ground control, but you can see how when people don't want to go to the ground unless it's on their terms, it makes a huge impact on the way the rest of the fight plays out. So
100%.
We're with our winner, Ricky Biechaun. Ricky, first ever Victorian combat jiu-jitsu match. How did you feel?
Could have felt better, but come away with the win. First combat jits fight in Victoria, so can't complain.
Much difference to MMA?
A little. Can't knee him in the head from the clinch, so that's a bit of a...
Awesome stuff. Give it up for Ricky Biechaun! Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a short 5 to 10 minute intermission break. We'll be back here at the Fusion Fighting Championship.
Stop assuming. How can they rap they're losing? Must be fuming, car.